In this video, we're exploring the story of AI avatars and why the brands rushing to hire them are now turning back to real humans. To be honest, this was supposed to be the future, right? A perfect digital workforce that's cheap, that's tireless, and it's always on brand. And for a moment, it seemed like every company was launching a digital face for their marketing. So if this was the AI revolution, why did it feel so off? Why is a technology designed to connect with us on a mass scale actually pushing us further away? Now, the answer isn't just that AI is bad, but it's about a massive global experiment that is revealing what we truly value and what it really takes to build trust. Section 1, the gold rush. Now, only just a few years ago, the promise was irresistible. Making videos is slow and expensive, so you have to hire actors and schedule shoots and spend a fortune. But then, AI video generators. They promised a shortcut from script to screen to edit in just minutes. Now, the appeal was obvious. Need training videos in 12 different languages? Sure, an AI can generate them by tomorrow. You want to send thousands of personalized video messages at scale through email? A digital human can work 24/7 without burning out. So as a result, the market for AI avatars exploded, with some analysts predicting it will grow by over 33% each year. Now, for a moment, it was a gold rush from fashion to software. Brands were scrambling for a perfect synthetic presence on every channel, essentially a tireless brand ambassador. And it seemed like a frictionless dream, but they were about to run headfirst into a very human problem. Section 2, the Uncanny Reckoning. Now, there's a concept in robotics and animation called the Uncanny Valley. It's that deeply unsettling feeling that you get when something looks almost human, but not quite. The smile is a little too stiff, the blink is a fraction too slow, or the voice just doesn't seem to match the face. So that feeling of offness is a powerful trigger for distrust. And as brands have flooded our social media feeds with these synthetic presenters, we all felt the uncanny valley. But it was more than just a weird feeling, it pointed to a much bigger problem. Audiences are super smart. We're already skeptical of what we see online, and a wave of artificial faces made us question everything. In fact, recent surveys found that an overwhelming majority of consumers, in some cases as high as 93%, prefer interacting with a human over an AI. So the problem is that AI avatars, for all their technical magic, lack the one thing that builds a real connection: shared experience. They don't have spontaneity or emotional nuance yet. Now, an AI can be programmed to smile, but it can't feel joy. It can be scripted to sound empathetic, but it has never known loss or triumph. Now, this creates a massive disconnect when real trust is on the line. And the truth is, you don't close a major business deal based on a pitch from a digital puppet, but you want to look a real expert right in the eye, and what you're searching for is authenticity. Section 3, the learning curve. Now, the initial rollout was very rocky. Some companies tried to use AI models to promote diversity, but many people saw it as a hollow, performative gesture, using a synthetic fix instead of making real-world hires. So the audience actually saw right through it. Now, you might have seen the backlash firsthand with ads for AI startups getting vandalized with phrases like, "get real friends," and it was a raw signal that people don't want their human connections replaced by code. But here's the twist, actually, this didn't cause a mass firing of AI avatars. In fact, one study found that 63% of marketing professionals plan to incorporate AI into their influencer marketing. Now, the early mistakes didn't kill the trend. They forced brands to get even smarter. Now, even Lil Miquela, one of the first and most famous virtual influencers, is still landing major brand deals with companies like Calvin Klein and Samsung. So this proves that it's not a fad. It is a complex new marketing channel that demands real skills. Yet for B2B, there's something going on different there. Now, quick pause here. If you have ever watched a video that felt that digital disconnect, if you felt that uncanny valley creep in, then go ahead for us and hit that like button, because it's a feeling that millions are having, and it's forcing a huge shift in how brands build trust. This isn't the death of AI by any means in marketing, but it's the beginning of a much smarter approach. So stick around to see what's next. Section 4, not a retreat, but a refinement. So the question is that if brands are not firing their AI avatars, then what is actually happening? Well, it's actually not an abandonment, it's a strategic refinement. So the smartest companies aren't getting rid of AI by any means. Instead, they're getting very surgical about how and where they use it. And for some, it's massively paying off. When used correctly, some reports suggest that virtual influencers can generate nearly 3 times the engagement of human influencers. So the real question is then, what is the secret? Where does this actually happen? Well, it comes down to 2 key principles: strategic application and radical transparency. So first strategy, the successful brands aren't using avatars to replace the human-led moments that build deep trust. They use AI for what it's best at: scale and efficiency. So go ahead and think high volume, low emotion tasks like quick social media updates or how-to videos translated into 20 languages. In this role, the AI avatar is the tool that supports the human team, so it's not the star of the show. And in fact, you can train AI avatars nowadays to be much, much better. A quick caveat here, it is more for short form content than for long form, which is a massive difference, especially in B2B brands. The second transparency is the backlash isn't against the AI itself, it's against being deceived by it. So it turns out that a significant number of consumers are actually more interested in brands that use AI influencers, provided they are upfront about it. So when a brand openly discloses it's using an AI, then the dynamic changes. It's no longer a guessing game of, well, is this person real? Is this AI? What is it? It becomes a confident statement about using cutting-edge technology to innovate. Now, this small pivot proves that AI and humans have different complementary superpowers. AI handles logic and scale, but that leaves humans to do the most important job of all: building real, unbreakable trust. Section 5, the unbeaten human advantage. So if AI's job is to scale, what is left for humans? I mean, everything that AI can't replicate. Just like that, bumping into lights behind you. All the empathy, all the creativity, and the genuine connection that creates lasting loyalty. So as AI makes some forms of content more generic, a real, flawed human presence, like me bumping into lights, becomes the ultimate differentiator. Gosh, I'm just nailing, I'm definitely not an AI avatar. And so this is the return to human strategy. Brands are rediscovering the incredible power of putting real, passionate, and very sometimes imperfect people back in front of the camera. The single best way to build trust with video today is authenticity. It's creator-style content. It feels like it's made by people for people. It's relatable, it's credible, and we believe it. And that's why studies show that a majority of consumers, in some cases up to 69%, are more likely to buy a product recommended by an influencer that they trust. The long-form video on platforms like YouTube is the perfect stage for this. A 30-second clip, an AI clip rather, might get a click, but a 10-minute deep dive from a real expert builds unshakable credibility. Now, 20-minute podcasts where founders share their actual struggles, it forges a bond that an avatar could never. And this is especially true in B2B, as I mentioned before, where buyers want to see demos from the actual product managers and hear testimonials from real customers. They want proof from a human that they can trust. Some of them are hired, some of them are digital, and that's where we're falling into, I think, some of the more cautious areas when it comes to AI avatars. But the most effective brands today use both. They might use AI for broad top-of-funnel awareness, think of your ad content here or kind of your hype reels. But when it's time to build trust and drive a decision, especially in B2B, they rely on human-led content. It's webinars, deep dive tutorials, and real customer stories. Now, in conclusion, the first mad rush to adopt AI avatars was a race for efficiency, but the hidden cost was authenticity. And marketers saw a tool that could look human and wrongly assumed it could connect like one. The uncanny valley and the audience's skepticism were a painful but necessary market correction. But the story doesn't end with a retreat from technology. The future isn't a world run by synthetic influencers, nor is it a full rejection of progress. It's a hybrid model where AI and humans work in partnership, each playing to their unique strengths. Now, AI will be the engine for data and scale, freeing up human creators to do more meaningful and creative work. But people will always remain the heart of the operation. We are the storytellers, we're the strategists. We are the faces that build the kind of trust that algorithms can only ever simulate. Now, the great irony of the AI revolution is this. In its quest to replicate humanity, it is forcing us all to rediscover just how valuable being human truly is. In a world increasingly filled with synthetic content, the most powerful advantage that any brand can have is to be unapologetically, authentically human. But what do you think? Have you seen a brand use an AI avatar brilliantly, or was it a total cringe fest? Share your best and worst examples in those comments below. And if you're looking to grow your own business with video, make sure you subscribe, because in our next video, we're breaking down exactly how to build trust on camera from yourself as a video presenter. We'll speak soon.